Well, good morning, all my scrappy friends. I hope you are well today and staying safe. It's quite crazy weather we're having out there. I am just making sure I got on. Yay, looks like I did. All right, so if you're on, go ahead and say hello. I am popping on a little earlier today just because I'm hoping the internet and power stick with me. We're getting quite the weather here, and I heard that there are some places around town already losing power, so I was like, well, I'm just gonna hop on and get this done, hopefully. So I am on. I'm Ashley Rulig. I don't think I said that. I'm a Creative Memories Advisor, and I am walking you through our weekly challenge. I post a weekly challenge on my Ashley's Scrappy VIP group on Facebook, so request to join if you're not on there already. And then, yeah, you can post your finished page or layout on the comments of each week's post, and then Friday morning I draw a winner. So, and then right after that I post the next one for the next week. So it's a lot of fun. It's a good way to get challenges done and get our pages all in our books. So I am walking through that. If you're watching me on YouTube, please like and subscribe. I would love to have you in my community, and I'm working on building that up. So first things first, just an announcement. I have not been talking about this enough. So I am doing National Scrapbook Day. I know you probably can't see this very well. We're doing a crop in Scottville, May 2nd and 3rd. Now it's a Friday and Saturday. It's not an overnight, so just keep that in mind. Friday will be 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. and Saturday will be 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So it's a lot of time to crop and come and work on your projects. It's only $35, but if you bring someone new to me, you and that person will get it for $15. So there's going to be, table gifts, prizes. You'll get scrap space, obviously. There'll be a class involved, probably make and take, and a lot more. I'm going to hopefully try like a paper buffet and maybe a couple other fun things. I'm trying to work through it. It's going to be a chaotic time. I'll be getting home from Mexico right before I realized, and but I'm hoping to have lots of fun there. We're just going to celebrate scrapbooking, so pretty excited for that. You do need to RSVP, please, by April 19th, because I have to get all the supplies ready for your table gifts. So yeah, if you want to sign up, let me know, comment on this post, or I will try to do a plug for that this week. Probably tomorrow I have a plug go out, and you'll be able to sign up that way as well. So like I said, friends, go ahead and say hello. Hopefully you're doing fine in this weather. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna walk through. We're already on challenge 13 for the year, isn't that nuts? And I pulled this right off the Creative Memories blog. I just did this nice little printable sheet here, took away all the extra stuff, and you can download this on my blog, scrappyandiknowit.com, and there's a download. I'll post the video there when we're done, the link right back to the CM blog. So there's all kinds of resources on there to help you get this layout done. So what I tell people, we just go right through the instructions, especially if it's overwhelming to you. You don't need to be overwhelmed. Just go through the instructions step by step. No big deal. All right, so I am working on our animation experience at Animal Kingdom. I don't know if you've ever done that, but we did it 3 times because we loved it so much. And the theme was Pooh Bear, like Winnie the Pooh characters, and my daughter's obsessed with Eeyore. I am too. I love Eeyore. And we had finished one and saw the next one was Eeyore, so we got right back in line. It was crazy. And then we had been at Animal Kingdom earlier that week and had done Owl. So we did Owl, Piglet, and Eeyore. So we have all these drawings. It's so much fun. And it was like, free to do. So we're like, yeah, why not get our ticket price worth? So I'm working on that today. This is like 3 of, I have 5 more Disney pictures over there to do, and then I'm done. So slowly working through those. And I'm going to be working on that today. It's very, the topic is kind of basic. I know it's drawing. So I didn't have a good theme to work on. I could have done more Animal Kingdom or whatever, but I decided to kind of look through the papers I need to use up. And I don't know if you guys remember this. It was kind of like a prize, like a freebie pack, the Cool and Candid collection. It's really good for really anything, because there's cameras in it in different shapes, and it's green, and there's a lot of green in these pictures, so I decided to roll with that. Just 1, to use it up, and 2, it worked great. And then I wanted to get creative because we're drawing, right? And there's no collection for drawing, so doing Disney photos has taught me to think outside of the box in terms of collections. I don't need just Disney stuff, right? CM sells like kind of on the edge, not Disney stuff. It's like, you know, amusement park stuff because it's expensive to promote Disney. So you have to think outside the box, and that's kind of the challenge I gave for myself for doing this album. So I went through my back to school stuff, or my school you know, collections, and I found some stuff with pencils, and so I'm going to implement this a little bit. So I just challenge you to think outside the box when you're doing your pages. You don't need a niche collection. Now, I did post my first album. I completed it, yay, of my Disney stuff. And you'll see in there were some niche things I included, like from Hobby Lobby or whatever, which is fine because obviously I can't get a Germany title for Through Creative Memories. I can't get a Disney World title, you know. So there are like little things I had, but for the most part, I really tried to stick to Creative Memories because I wanted to challenge my brain to think outside of, it has to be this theme. So, and I think it really worked. It was really helpful. And now when I go to do other things, I'm able to think outside the box more. So I challenge you to try the same thing. So that's what I did here. So without further ado, I'm going to get started. I only need like 2 pieces of paper for this because this is going to be our full base. I'm just going to flip some stuff over, and this is what I'm matting on. So this is a really nice one for only using a couple pieces. So I'm going to start with this one. It says use any piece of cardstock as a basis layout, and I'm going to build right on this. So we're going to be cutting this page apart, so you'll see why. And it can be any color. So if you have a color you're like, I don't like it, I don't use it often, use that. I just use white because that's what my top loaders come pre-filled with. So the next step, cut 2 1.5 by 12 strips from the stripe pattern paper, and they're talking about this on here. They're referring to their own example, obviously, and mount those pieces at the top and bottom of your layout. So I'm taking this piece right here. This is the other side. I want my stripes to go this way, so I'm gonna make sure I cut this way. So I'm gonna take this. I debated using Deckle. I don't know how it's gonna work, but I think I'm gonna try it because I am gonna cover one of my seams anyway. And my handy dandy trimmer here, I have all my blades stored underneath. I love this. It's the best feature ever because I don't lose things. Oh, I'm missing one. I don't know if I'm missing one or if I just didn't, I don't know. I just throw it back under there. So I didn't have all of them, so I regret not getting them all, kind of, but it is what it is. All right, so 1.5 by 12. I'm gonna line this up on the 1.5 mark. Make sure it follows the line all the way down. I like to close my lid a little bit and then adjust. It's kind of holding it in place for me, so I can make minor adjustments. And then I'm gonna go down and look at that. What a lovely deckled piece. So I'm gonna set that one aside. And then I'm actually gonna do it on this side because I want this side deckled on each side of my base as well. So on this side, I'm gonna turn it this way because it's easier for me to show. I'm gonna go to 1.5 as well. I'm sorry if it's so dark in here. It's so dark outside, so natural light is my lighting and the light behind me, but I'm realizing that might be casting some shadows, so I apologize. Let's see, I can hear the wind just like pelting. It's more like slush. It's like slush pelting against my roof right now. All right, so we cut our 2 pieces. I'm gonna set this aside for a moment. And as the instructions say, I'm going to adhere these guys to the top and bottom of my cardstock base. And you won't see any of this base by the time we're done, so it doesn't matter what color you use. Okay. And you're going to see how quickly this page comes together. Sorry if you're seeing my wild hair in the shot. I showered yesterday. I'm sorry, I showered today too, but I showered my hair yesterday, I should say. It's like every time I shower and like the next day, my hair is just like crazy. And then I go a couple days without washing my hair because it's like better for it. As weird as that might sound. And like by tomorrow, it's not gonna be frizzy at all. It's like perfect. I like my day 3 hair. Today, it's just like, so. All right, so we got our strips on there. Yay. And then it says mount the piece top, mount, blah, 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 flip. So we have this one, this way we cut these from here. We're gonna flip this over and put in the middle, like so. And I kind of like how my deckle looks with that. So deckle would work here. I wasn't sure. I was like, it should work, but even if I can see some white through there, it's not going to bother me. If that's going to bother you, maybe go straight cut and then or cover your seams or something. I kind of like the character of white showing through, but I'm going to be a little strategic in how I place it at the same time. Perfect. Looks good to me. All right. And then it says adhere the blue wavy border stickers and stripe pieces. So they're talking about, they built these borders here. This little wave and the blue wave underneath. That's how they got that scallop look. It's a sticker. I just did Deckle to give some character. And then they built their borders with 2 border stickers and then put on top of their seams. I did the Deckle, so I'm not too concerned with covering my seams that much. I think I like my seams as a Deckle. However, if you want to cover your seams, go ahead and take a border sticker. I had this pencil as a backup. I might still use it at the end after I get my pictures on. So that was going to be my seam cover if this one arrived, but it seems okay to me. So I'm not going to do that right away. I'm going to move on and then come back and, you know, embellish at the end. All right, so step 4, cut the pale green twin journal boxes matte in half and mount the halves as shown on each side of the layout. So they're talking about these 2 right here. There's these 2 journal boxes, and that is essentially a matte cut in half, which I love the mattes for that reason. They're really handy. I didn't get an example for you guys. Let me grab that. I'm not going to use a mat. I'm just going to use paper. So let me show you guys like an example of, I keep my mats in this thing, and unless they're with the collection. These are older ones. I started putting them with the collection though, just because it was easier to find them. But these are kind of older. I'm trying to find ones that have like the dual lingo, or sorry, the dual lingo. Haha. Can see what I've been working on. The dual journal boxes. I'm not seeing any right now. Sorry, I should have had one of these pulled out to show you guys. Some fall. Huh. Must not have done that so much back in the day, or I used them. Oh, here we go. Okay, so like this one is, you could cut this in half, and I'd use like one on one side, and it's just like plain on the other. You can mat a photo or something. So that's kind of what they used for this. However, like I said, I'm just going to use paper because I realized I'm not going to have that much journaling to do on here. So I'm just going to kind of decorate with this paper. It's darker shade of green. There's also polka dots. I didn't like that as much. So the first thing we're going to do, however, this is where I'm going to skip around steps. It's so funny. I do this every time. Actually, it's in the same step. We're going to cut 2 photos. Let's see. Oh, that's a lighter print. Okay, so we're going to cut 2 of our photos, these ones on the ends here, to 2 3/4 by 4. So what I'm going to do, I want to keep these photos definitely longer. They don't have to be as wide because I want to keep, you know, kind of the full picture in there. And it shouldn't be too bad. I might go bigger than 4, which is fine. That's what's nice about these layouts, is you can do whatever works for you. And whatever, you know, your photos tailor to, just work around it. Recreate it based on this. I will still accept that in a challenge, by the way. I'm not a stickler, I promise. So you'd be amazed what I let people get away with. All right, so it says 2 3/4 by 4. So I'm gonna definitely go to that 2 3/4. Trying to decide where I want to cut it though. I'm gonna do little by little because, you know, once you cut it off, it's hard to put back. So 2 3/4 is about right there. I think that would be fine because I can still see one of the Eeyore screens. And I have 2 like this. I was just trying to show the progression is what I was doing here. So I'm gonna cut this dude's leg off because I don't want some random dude's hairy leg in my picture. And then might have to meet halfway on this one. Oh no, we're good. Oh, did I go 2 1/2 on that one? Nope, we're good. I could have swore I cut that one smaller. All right, and it says to cut up to 4, which I don't like how small that is. I'm gonna leave mine longer because I'm a rebel like that, and make it work for my layout. So stack that on another one for now. All right, so really these are gonna go here, and I'm a very visual person, so I like to lay them out. and see how we're, how we're kind of working out before I adhere things down. Now my pictures are smaller, I say this every time, because I do true digital size. I like it better, but it also messes things up when I go to do layouts like this, where the middle one is a true 4x6. But I'm still gonna make it work and it'll be okay. All right, so rather than cutting mats in half, I'm going to essentially, I think I'm gonna essentially mat this on this piece of paper and cut it out, or cut a mat for it. And then cut a little extra underneath, where I'll probably do a little journaling. I'm kind of thinking on the fly here. That's kind of what I do. So, and I'm gonna mat in my Ashley technique way, where I stick the pictures on the full piece of paper and then cut them out. Like, it's crazy. Mostly because I don't want to guess what size to do. I go, like I said, I'm a visual person. I like to see how far to go with my own eyes, and then, oops, I just ran out of tape runner. Didn't even check that when I started. Oh, well. One moment, please. Need more tape runner. I have like a partially one used. I need to partially used what I need to use. So, all right. And that's how quick and easy it is to change CM tape runners. Look at that. All done. Ready to go. Oops. Unless I didn't put it on there correctly then. There we go. Oops. I think this one got bad. There we go. It was rolled up a little bit there. All right. It was in my thing for quite some time, so need a little push to get going. All right, so I'm just gonna stick them on there and then cut them out is what I'm gonna do. Oh, I need a little more in that corner. There we go. All right, got my trimmers. I don't think I need my photo trimmer anymore, but I do need this one. Okay, you know what? I could go ahead and mat this one while I'm at it. It's gonna be on the same color. I might as well. And it's the same height. So I might make this mat a little fatter just because it's gonna be in the middle and my picture is smaller. So I'll go on this side. My biggest issue matting this way is I'm not always like even, but that's okay. All right. Oops, I still have Deckle in there. This is why I usually change it right away, because I have done that where I accidentally cut with a different blade than I do, than I want. So change it right away if you're done with it. All right, so this thing will go down about that far. That looks good. Like I said, this is the Ashley method of matting. You do not have to do it this way, but this is just how I do it. And then, don't forget to change it. Thanks, Angie. Like I said, I have done that before. You always got my back. Thanks, girl. Appreciate it. Let's see. And then, like I said, I'm very visual, so I like to look at how wide it's going to be. Rather than just measure, I'm just a cutter. I'm like the in-betweener. I will measure certain things before I cut, but there are so many things I'm like, I'll just eyeball it. So, like matting, for instance. I'm not a big fan of matting. Like, I love how it looks. I just hate doing it. Like, that's what it all boils down to. All right, I like where this is going because I don't need like the big journal boxes for this. So I do want the little flair of having the pieces underneath, so I have the option to put like a write-on strip or something. So I'm gonna go ahead and just stick these down. See, I should just go through the instructions. Let's see. Overlap them the large amount, cut in half. All right, I'm just gonna, stick these down. We're good. So if you ever have that issue where you switch out your tape runner, and this one it did it because it was sitting in my bag, not in the little box, because it was one I used at a class, and someone, didn't use all of it. And I wanted my tape runners for other things during a crop. Just know that sometimes they will dry out on that top layer, and then you just roll it and it'll start sticking again. So that happens sometimes, especially because I'm up here in my room and it's cold up here. so I need to like pressure it a little bit to get it going sometimes. So this happens especially with the mini tape runners because they're so narrow. I found that those, especially when they first come, like sometimes my new ones will even be like that because they're so narrow, so they dry out faster. They're still going to be permanent. They're still fine. Now, if your whole tape runner's like that, or it's like that for a lot of it, definitely reach out to me or customer service, and they will definitely reimburse you or send you new. All right, because like, you know, not everything's perfect, so. All right, so I like where this is going. And it says, la, 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 just above the mat adhere, a big wave sticker. So they had a wave up here. I kind of want to put a little pencil up there because we're drawing, right? So I was trying to get creative with this, and you know, like I said, I had to dig through school stuff because I was like, oh, we're drawing. That's the best I can think of is school stuff. So that's what I did. And this big pencil I might put down here just to add a little more flair. I didn't have a lot of embellishment options here, honestly. So I'll probably go back once I'm done with you guys and do more, maybe even do a title. Well, it does need a title, but I'll probably cut that out in Cricut or something, or use ABCs. All right, so yeah, and then it just says add your embellishments and journal. So that's pretty much the gist of this layout. It's not too bad. I think I want to put this pencil down here because it's super cute. It kind of lopsided a little bit. Oops. Of course, I missed. Bummer. Luckily, I didn't push down too hard. I'm not great at lining things up either, so there we go. That's why I make stuff crooked on purpose a lot, because I'm like, it's gonna look bad anyway. Might as well make it look intentional. All right, and then, I don't know, can I find my write-on strips right now? I had packed them, and then I unpacked them. Oh yeah, I did. So these are write-on strips, stickers. These are awesome. So if you are journaling, but you're like, oh, I want to get a little more creative with my journaling, or you're in a, you know, your background is a little darker and you're like, oh, I don't know how to journal on this. Or if you need to cover a mistake on white paper, these are great too. They come in a few different sizes in one pack. They're like $3 for this whole pack. And I've already used a ton, but there's like these wider ones, and then they have these more narrow ones. Whoops, this one I haven't used yet, so it's still pretty, get one out in the middle. These more narrow ones, so you can pick what size you want. I'm probably going to use these and stick them underneath here, kind of journaling along. Maybe say like, oh yeah, we did this experience 3 times, but we finally got yours, so yay, we had to do it. So what I like about these is you can take them, and I like to start sticking them down. Now you might want to journal on your thing first, that way if you mess up you can just start over. I have confidence, so maybe it's going to be fool's confidence, but it's confidence. So I stick them on there, and then I just cut it off, and then I could do them like even, or I can do kind of lopsided. I know I want one on each side probably, and trust me, I'm a writer, I can come up with something to fill this. So I like them lopsided, I think, because like I said, I don't like to make it too perfect because I cannot stick things on perfectly anyway. Now this little piece, and maybe I'll work with him as well, but for now I'm just gonna get another one. And I think I'm gonna go the other way. I'm like totally winging it right now, you guys, so just work with me. All right. And then I'm gonna kind of center them to the right and the left on either side. Make this one a little shorter. Yeah, I think I like that. So, and then you can just stick your other unused strips right here, and some other project you might be able to use them. So I'm gonna go ahead and journal on there once I sign off with you guys. Probably embellished you. Like I said, there wasn't a whole lot to this layout. It's pretty great. It goes really fast, especially if you use mats, because then you're just matting on mats. So I did mine a little differently, obviously. I'm going to try to find some more embellishments to use with this. If you guys have suggestions, let me know for animation experience. Otherwise, I'll probably just use some like leaves and maybe some tropical looking leaves, because there's a lot of that fern going on in the background. Maybe I'll do some hand sketching. I don't know. I'm gonna get crazy probably. I don't want to get too crazy, but I'll add a title and all that too. So this one's short and sweet, but if you guys need anything, holler at me. The wind is really whipping out there, and I was scared I was gonna lose power or internet, so I wanted to get on and get this done. that way you guys can work on your challenges if you haven't yet. So make them work for you. Like I said, challenges do not have to be exactly like this. You don't have to use mats. You don't have to, you know, you don't even have to have the same size pictures. Just cut them to how it will work for you. That's exactly what I did. So, oh, hexagon shapes. That's a great idea, Angie, because of the hexagon on this paper. That's smart. I might take that advice. I always look at things like this. I'm like, I don't know. We drew. And like, so love that advice. I might run with that. I think my hexagon punches right over there. So yeah. So whenever you guys do these challenges, don't worry about being exactly, these instructions are just to motivate and inspire you. Like definitely make it show that it's supposed to be in this layout. Like do at least some I like it, obviously adopt the techniques from it, but don't worry about your photo sizes and all that. So thank you for watching. If you guys have any questions, reach out. Don't forget to post your completed page on my challenge post and Ashley's Scrappy VIPs. That way you can hopefully win the prize. So I'm going to finish this up. I will post the finished product. Like I said, sorry for the shadows. It is super dark up here today. But yeah, if you like this, like and subscribe to my page on YouTube. I would love that, especially with all the weird things going on with Facebook Lives lately. It's just a sure way to get my videos. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Hopefully you weather the storm okay, and just stay safe, stay warm. Thanks guys, have a great day.